Have you ever been in a job interview and the interviewer suddenly asks, "Can you talk about your biggest achievement?"
Oh, I hate this question.
Why?
Because the word biggest makes me nervous. I start thinking, have I ever won an award, led a huge project, increased sales by 50%, and then my mind goes completely blank.
And that is exactly where many candidates get stuck. They think their achievement has to sound huge or impressive.
Yes, what if I've never been a manager? What if I'm just starting my career? What if I don't have one big success story?
Then listen carefully. Your biggest achievement does not have to be famous. It does not need a trophy, and it does not need to impress the whole world.
Really? Then what does the interviewer want to hear?
They want to understand what you achieved, what you did, and what that result says about you. And here's the surprising part. Sometimes a small achievement with clear proof is much stronger than a big achievement with a vague story.
Okay, so how do I choose the right achievement? And how do I talk about it without sounding like I'm bragging?
That's exactly what we will talk about today. Listener, if you also get stuck with this question, let's stay with us until the end, because you'll learn a simple 4-step structure to turn one real experience, even a small one, into a clear, strong, and memorable interview answer.
Okay, now I really want to learn this.
Perfect. Let's get started.
Okay, CC. I think I understand the question better now, but I still have one problem. How do I choose the right achievement?
Good question. Instead of asking, "What is the most impressive thing I have done?" ask yourself, "Which achievement best shows what I can bring to this job?"
So I should think about the position first.
Yes, because the interviewer is not asking this question just to hear a success story. They are trying to understand what your past success can tell them about your future performance.
Future performance?
Yes, they are thinking, if this person joins our company, how might they handle challenges? How might they solve problems? How might they create results?
So my answer should help them imagine me in the job.
And to do that, focus on 3 things. First, what was the result? Second, what was your personal contribution? Third, why is this achievement relevant to the job?
Okay, let's start with the result.
Your achievement needs a clear outcome. For example, I helped reduce customer complaints. I completed a project ahead of schedule. I improved a work process. I learned a new system and helped others use it.
So the result gives the story a clear direction.
Right. Without a clear result, your answer can sound like a list of responsibilities. For example, I answered customer emails, talked to clients, and worked with my team.
That sounds more like a job description.
Now compare it with, I helped reduce customer complaints by improving the way we followed up on urgent requests.
Much better. Now I know what actually changed.
Right. That is the difference between talking about what you did every day and talking about what you achieved.
Okay, what is the second thing?
Your personal contribution. This is especially important when the achievement involved a team. Many candidates say, "We finished the project early. We improved sales. We solved the problem."
And the interviewer wants to know what I personally did.
Right. You don't need to take credit for everything, just make your role clear. For example, our team completed the project early, and my role was to organize the schedule, track delayed tasks, and keep everyone updated.
That sounds fair. I'm giving credit to the team, but I'm also explaining my part.
And that makes your answer more credible. The interviewer can now see the connection between your actions and the final result.
I think many people forget that.
They do, especially when they're nervous. They describe the whole project, the whole team, the whole situation, but never explain, what did I actually contribute?
So I need to make sure I am visible in my own story.
Now let's move to the third point. Why is this achievement relevant to the job?
Can you explain that?
Sure. Imagine you're applying for a customer service position. You have two possible achievements. The first is, I organized a successful office event. The second is, I helped resolve a difficult customer issue and improved the follow-up process. Which one would you choose?
Probably the second one,
Why?
because it connects more clearly to customer service.
It can show communication, problem-solving, patience, and customer care. Now imagine you're applying for a project coordinator role. The office event achievement may suddenly become more useful.
Because it can show planning and coordination.
The achievement did not change, the job changed, and that changes which story is most relevant.
Oh, that is important. So I shouldn't use the same achievement for every interview.
Not automatically. Choose the story that best supports the role. If the job requires teamwork, choose an achievement that shows collaboration. If it requires problem solving, choose a story where you fixed something. If it requires organization, choose an example where you manage tasks, time, or priorities successfully.
What about someone with limited work experience?
Use the same principle. Look at your studies, part-time work, volunteer experience, freelance projects, or personal development. For example, completing a degree while working part-time may show discipline and time management. Learning a new technical skill independently may show initiative. Organizing a volunteer event may show planning and communication.
So the key is not just the event itself, it's what the event proves for this particular job.
And here is one final check before you choose your story. Ask yourself, can I explain my role clearly? Can I describe a real result? Can I connect it to the job? If the answer is yes, you probably have a strong achievement to discuss.
That makes the choice much easier. Result, personal contribution, relevance to the job.
Now you know which story to choose, but choosing the right story is only the first step. You still need to tell it in a way that is clear and easy to follow.
And I guess that's where the four-step structure comes in.
In the next part, we'll build your answer with achievement, challenge, action, result.
Perfect. Let's build it.
Now that you know which achievement to choose, let's talk about how to organize your answer.
Okay, what's the structure?
4 simple steps: achievement, challenge, action, result.
Can you show me?
Of course. First, achievement. Say clearly what you achieved. For example, one of my biggest achievements was improving our customer response time. Second, challenge. Explain the problem. At that time, many customers had to wait too long for a reply. Third, action. Say what you personally did. I created a simple tracking system and organized customer requests by priority. Finally, result. Show what changed. As a result, we responded faster and received fewer customer complaints.
That sounds very clear.
Right. You are not giving a long history. You are giving the interviewer a clear journey. What you achieved, what problem you faced, what you did, and what changed.
So I can remember it like this: achievement, challenge, action, result.
And one important tip: spend most of your time on the action.
Why?
Because that is where the interviewer can see your skills, your decisions, and your personal contribution.
So the result gets attention, but the action shows how I created it.
And that is what makes your answer believable. But even with a strong structure, there are still a few common mistakes that can make a good achievement sound weak or unclear.
Okay, what should we avoid?
Let's look at them now. Let's start with mistake number 1, choosing an achievement just because it sounds impressive.
What do you mean?
Imagine you're applying for a customer service role, but you spend 2 minutes talking about winning a singing competition. It may be a great achievement, but if you cannot connect it to the job, the interviewer may wonder, why are you telling me this?
So relevance matters.
Right. Mistake number 2, using we too much. For example, we improved sales. We solved the problem. We finished the project early.
The interviewer still doesn't know what I did.
Right. Instead, say, our team finished the project early, and my role was to then explain your contribution. And mistake number 3, talking too long. Some candidates explain every small detail, how the project started, who was involved, what happened every week, and the main achievement gets lost.
So more detail doesn't always mean a stronger answer.
Right. Give enough context to understand the story, but keep the focus on the challenge, your action, and the result.
So choose a relevant story, make my role clear, and don't over-explain.
A strong answer is not the longest answer. It is the one that makes your value easy to understand. And now, let's see how all of this sounds in a real interview.
Thank you for sharing your experience with us. Now I'd like to ask you another question. Can you talk about your biggest achievement?
Yes, of course. One of my biggest achievements was improving the way our team handled customer requests. At that time, some urgent requests were delayed because we didn't have a clear system to track them. I noticed this problem and created a simple spreadsheet to organize requests by priority. I also followed up regularly with team members to make sure urgent cases were handled on time. As a result, we responded to customers faster and reduced the number of missed requests. I'm proud of this achievement because it showed me that even a simple solution can make a real difference.
That's a good example. What was the most difficult part?
The most difficult part was getting everyone to use the new system consistently, so I kept it simple, explained how it could save time, and listened to feedback from the team. After a short time, the process became easier for everyone to follow.
That makes sense. And what did you learn from this experience?
I learned that solving a problem is not only about having a good idea, you also need clear communication and support from the people involved.
Thank you. That was a clear and practical example.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity to share it.
So, Tom, today we learned how to answer, "Can you talk about your biggest achievement?"
And the biggest lesson is simple. Don't choose a story just because it sounds impressive. Choose one that clearly shows what you can bring to the job.
And remember the 4 simple steps: achievement, challenge, action, result.
First, say what you achieved. Then explain the challenge, show what you personally did, and finish with the result.
Perfect. And keep your answer focused. Choose a relevant story. Make your contribution clear, and don't add details that the interviewer doesn't need.
Clear story, real action, strong result.
And now, it's your turn. Tell us in the comments, what is one achievement you are proud of? Try to answer in 1 or 2 sentences.
And if this lesson helped you, please like this video and subscribe to Focus English with CC for more simple job interview English lessons.
Thank you for learning with us today. Keep practicing, and we'll see you in the next lesson.
Bye, everyone.
Bye for now.